Okay, folks, let's shift gears on this one now. Let's go back to the Anastasia. Uh, Hold on, folks. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry, I just had to get caught up real quick here. So where were we? We've been to the last village, so we're heading back to. I'm guessing we're heading back, or actually no. We're at the we're at the we're back at our base, Chaldea, former Chaldea thing. Don't know the name of it, but let's get back into Anastasia. Oh, at the anchor point. Okay, and it's a no battle thing, so let's get right into it. Section 7. Lamenting at night, crying at dawn. Solaria returning to base. Moshkir Light returning to base. Welcome back, you two. Nice to meet you in person, Ave Kerepan. Sorry about that, folks. No matter how bad things may get, the honest at me will never stop appreciating fine art. Wait, it is an honor to be such a distinguished golem master. No matter how. You are too kind, Leonardo da Vinci. I am the one who should be honored to meet you. Truth be told, I am somewhat embarrassed to be greeted so kindly by such a renowned genius. Now then, I take it you call us here to do more than merely to deliver a report. Yup, I did. Come on, Mosh. You overdue for a checkup. Okay, I got a voicemail. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and check on that real quick, folks. Give me a minute. Yeah, sorry, folks. I checked that voicemail is actually for my eye doctor appointment. This video is gonna be going up next Saturday. You know, Saturday the what's today? The 23rd. Saturday the 30th. Yeah, Saturday the 30th. But I got an eye doctor's appointment for the 25th. So it's basically, this is like, I'm recording this on the 23rd, as you can see, and I'm going to be posting this on the 30th. So it's going to be going backwards. So by this time, I've already got like a new pair of eyeglasses, hopefully. So I was confirming my appointment, and you know, all that other stuff. Let's get back into it. Oh, right. I'm sorry, I completely forgot. I figured as much, emergency or not. You still transformed again, didn't you? Normally, I want to examine you immediately, but of course, circumstances aren't exactly ideal here. All right, off to the examiner with you. Take care of Solari from you, will you, Holmes? Certainly. Very well, Gordolf. Now that we have the information Ms. Solari acquired for us, let's say we use it to plan our next move. Yes, of course. So what do we do next? Well, to begin, okay, you're all done. Don't look like anything major's messed up. Your servant spirit orange is still too unstable to rely on, but physically, you're totally healthy. Better than healthy, even. Back at Chaldea, your human body and servant spirit origin failed to work together, causing your body to attack itself in the form of auto-intoxication. But it looks like that disappeared during our voyage to the void space. I really am a genius, aren't I? Even my medical care is flawless. Technical advisor Da Vinci. Could I talk to you about something? Oh, this sounds serious. Let me just grab myself a seat here. Right then. What's up? Hopefully it's something I can help you with. Be honest with me. How many more times can I fight as a servant? I know I've reached my limit as a demi-servant. But this is all too big for me to just sit on the sidelines and do nothing. I need to be able to fight up beside Master again, even if it's unsafe. Da Vinci. Oh, forget it. No more cagey answers and no more keeping secrets. It's really not a question of how many at this point. You're perfectly capable of fighting plenty now. Remember, you awoke the spirit origin that had been dormant in you for the last year. You might not be quite as strong as you once were, but with the extreme cold and all, but it's not as if fighting is causing you a lot of pain, right? And that is because your body has acclimated to being a demi-servant again. At this point, it's actually all just a mental thing, of course. Of course, that's really the biggest challenge of all. Really? But I thought Galahad was gone. That he decided I wasn't worthy. Yep, I bet he did, the jerk. I'm pretty annoyed about that myself. It's been a year since the Battle of the Temple of Time. After handling your medical care during that whole time, there's one thing I can say for sure. Galahad isn't helping you anymore. That so-called holy knight abandoned his responsibility to you. He might as well have written you to a Dear John letter to say he wasn't going to help anymore, and you'll just have to take care of yourself from now on. So yeah, he's bailed on you, and he isn't coming back. Ever. But how was I able to transform? Simple. You and Galahad are different people. He only really allowed you to give form to his power. You are borrowing it from him. And thanks to your experience in battle, grew into your own as a Knight of the Shield. The person you were when you fused with that heroic spirit, the person you are now, are pretty much completely different people at this point. Galahad may be gone, but you are a full-fledged demi-servant in your own right now. Get it? The harm transforming has been doing to you. The harm transforming has been doing to you, and the fact that your spirit origin seems weaker, none of that has to do with Galahad. It's all you, your body, your mind. Your weakness is just the state of your body is in, and your inability to transform as completely as you like is just a matter of your own mind holding you back. Can you be more specific? Does that mean if I can resolve those two problems, I can be useful to everyone again? Well, with Galahad gone, your speed origin dropped pretty sharply. You've lost more than half your power. It's no wonder you're not as strong as you used to be, so that's a plain old physical problem. It also means that you've lost the skills, gifts, and protection that came from this legend. From here on, you'll need to develop and hone your own way of fighting. Of course, we can help you with that. We just have to get back to the original plan. The original plan? You mean Project Ortonox? Oh, you know about that. Did Romani tell you? Actually, I heard from Dr. Marsbury. He said heroic spirits would probably reject a demi-servant. So Project Ortonox would make up for any difficulty I might have in functioning properly as a servant. I can't believe he had that much foresight and still doesn't think to stop demi-servant experiments. So what did he think? So what did he think of spirit? So just what did he think heroic spirit bodies are anyway? He should be ashamed of himself, laying them to grades just so he could accomplish his goal. Well, not that I've been overly picky about my own methods. Me standing here now talking to you is proof enough, I suppose. Anywho, your physical strength issue should take care of itself over time. We can talk more about that later. So that leaves the mental aspect, Mosh. Excuse me, sorry. Right now you're ashamed to transform. Your body refuses to take the servant's transformation because you are so riddled with doubts. Doubts? I am? Yes, I don't mean your last conversation about how being a servant can harm you. Okay. So you're saying there's a different problem. Yep, this time you don't really want to fight. Of course, that may have been true for all the other times as well. But when we're fighting to save humanity, it was obvious we were doing the right thing. So because of that, you were able to fight in spite of your fear. But that's not true anymore. We aren't facing that kind of threat this time around. You can sense it, and I'm sure Solari can too. And that makes this an even bigger problem than Galahad being gone or the harmful side effects of your transformation to a servant. Mosh Carolite, can you fight for what you believe is right even against your fellow man? Even when that enemy hasn't done anything wrong? Okay. Well, how is this even helpful? All I've learned is that Russia has been overrun by a bunch of beastly barbarians. Gordolf, they are not beasts, they are Yaga. Isn't that just what they decide to call themselves? Not at all. The Kabbalah and alchemy may both be magecraft, but they are also quite different. Their magecraft base and their spells may both differ greatly, but both are part of a system of knowledge and mechanics that is collectively known as magecraft. Beastmen and Yaga may appear the same to you, but I assure you they are entirely different. The creatures you refer to, Gardolf, are werewolves, lycanthropes, and the like. They are demonic beasts who are awakened to their true nature by blood. However, Yaga are a fusion of demonic beast and human. As such, the closest approximation would be combined phantasmals, such as chimeras. I see. So Yaga and Beastmen have different origins, eh? Correct. However, the fundamental issue lies elsewhere. Oh? Listen close. The Yaga have formed a country. They have their own culture, their own way of life. And is that some way different from the singularities you claim to have resolved? Yes, very much so. The singularities we resolved created hypothetical versions of history at different points in time. Think of each as something of a diversion from the main track of history. Calder resolved these singularities by ray-shifting to these points in time and setting history back on its proper course. This is different, though. The divergent point in history seemed to be 450 years ago. Most likely to occur at the moment the Great Cold Wave hit and Eye of the Terrible merged with demonic beast to become a Yaga. Then this world singularity occurred in the past? It's over? Precisely. In other words, the hypothetical history the singularity created has continued into the present. Take Pax's scope bolt-action hunting rifle, for example. It is very similar to a modern-day gun, but it is still far from cutting-edge technology. I believe it is made with engineering that, from our standpoint, would be half a century out of date. But that sort of firearm was cutting-edge back when it was introduced in Eye of the Terrible's era. Furthermore, this one has a major trait that sets it apart from our own modern-day weaponry. It is specifically designed to kill demonic beasts. Ah yes, I noticed that as well. I have a similar magical gun myself, you see. When he fired his gun, a spell was activated, though it was a primitive one. I believe that weapon was made with the intention to be used by the Yaga. Most likely it uses magical energy to have additional gunpowder to increase its muzzle velocity, thereby increasing its round's penetrative power. Paxi seemed perfectly comfortable with it, as did the other Yaga. From that we can deduce that this world is entirely separate from our own. It followed an entirely different track of history than ours did. As such, it would be inappropriate to call it a singularity. I don't care what you call it. We have a much more important question that needs answering. Will overhauling the Eye of the Terrible actually solve the problem here? Given the nature of our enemy, I do think defeating it would have some effect on this world. Come now, aren't you the world's greatest detective? Aren't you supposed to have brilliant flashes of insight or something? I'm afraid there's very little to work with, even in the way of circumstantial evidence besides. Oh, here we go. Now is not the time. He actually said it. That's the great detective for you. That said, we may not even know the full extent of the situation, but the problem isn't especially complex. After all, we know exactly who our enemy is, a version of Ivan the Terrible, who was ruling Russia for roughly 500 years. That is the single largest point of differentiation between our Russia's history and this one. There can be no doubt that he is key to this world. For the moment, our interest would be to would best be served by continuing to aid the rebel army, as that is sure to lead us to Ivan the Terrible in due time. So what you're saying is that we've got a long road ahead, full of twists and turns. Damn it. That's not all. Indeed, the human maids serving Ivan the Terrible and their human-looking servant hold on, folks. Sorry, I'm taking the last drink of my coffee here. Ah, man. Ah! Stuffing a bag into the cup here. So I can throw it all away at once. The latter is most likely the woman we saw at Chaldea. Of course, it could also be Clan Skya or the priest. Just thinking about him gives me chills. Well, me and my bank account in Clan Skya's case. The most pressing problem was the mage. Krishtara called himself a cryptor. He also said that there were 7 of them, which corresponds to the number of mages from Team A who disappeared from their coffins. It follows then that that one of those 7 mages is now serving Ivan the Terrible. Assuming we should take Koyanskaya at her word, the mage is Karak Zemlupus. Of course, we cannot be certain that is the case at this stage. But if it is, then we must ask ourselves that what measures that he is likely to take to deal with us. Yeah, I kind of saw that when I was rewatching Babylonia. Ordinarily, people are scorned, and strong people envied. Those fancy mages from noble families, competing on skill, what a joke. Not that they'd ever won on anything with their own 2 hands. Me, I worked to get where I was. I poured everything I had into it. Sometimes I'd cry like a baby about how meaningless it all felt, but I always dry my tears and keep on going. And once were born with money and power, hated me for it. They called me a worthless dog. They said I wasn't even human, that I was nothing more than livestock. But then 7 people were sent to serve as humanity's first line of defense. It was different. I was chosen to be one of them, and not for political reasons. They chose me on my own merits, nothing more. But then, it was all over before it even began. I never had a chance. That's right. We were done, and there was nothing we could do about it. You have the most frightful expression on your face, Karak. Are you all right? Huh? Oh, sorry. Nothing to worry about, I promise. Why are you always so quick to apologize? Do you still feel inferior? Sorry. Damn it. Look, I can't really help being a walking inferiority complex. You still feel that way even though you were able to summon me? Luxury? Jewelry? Sell-off? Sometimes I have no idea what you're saying. So, being able to summon you is a luxury, like jewelry. And I have a problem with that. You're going to sell me off, is that right? Yeah, that is perfect. Well done. I guess you're right. First-class master. Why you're a first-class servant. But aren't you worried about how much magical energy you have? You know the sore spot for me. It's a good thing that casters don't need much magical energy from their masters, but it still takes a hell of a lot to make a workshop and power a noble phantasm. Don't worry about that. My darling V will handle it. In proper human history, V was supposed to be some unimaginably horrific monster. Oh, he is. Nikolai Gogol came up with him. He's a monster with very heavy eyelids. But Gogol didn't come up with him out of nowhere. He drew inspiration from the fearsome valor of Irish myth. And there were other sources of inspiration, like Seleucus Bunio, whose fiery gaze would reduce towns to ashes, and Boniak, who was said to have killed no fewer than 40,000 people. These are Romanov's little Easter egg, our secret weapon. Maybe he wanted to prop into human history from the Lost Belt. V's power always was abnormal, even in his time. Well, for my part, I was also surprised to find you were a mage, in the true sense of the word. I suppose that I've been redefined as a heroic spirit. I become a mage representing the version of Russia we are in now. I may have been a pathetic failure in proper human history, but in this Lost Belt, I have become a Grand Duchess of Ice. That's all thanks to you, Karak Zemlupus. I'm sorry for the twisted way I summoned you. It's just that that was the only way I could make sure you would be a powerful heroic servant. Ah, was what I said unclear? I was thanking you in my own way. I don't mind that I am irregular. Thanks to that, I can't even remember my family's faces clearly. I may look like a human on the outside, but inside, I am much more Yaga. And because you summoned me to this lost belt, where even human historical records are modeled, all I can remember is that I'm Anastasia, the Grand Duchess, and a shaman who made a pact with V. Either way, I have no attachment whatsoever to proper human history. I'm happy to be a lost belt servant. You don't have to worry about anything. You are free to make use of me however you see fit. I know, believe me, I have every intention of taking advantage of that power of yours. And it's thanks to this power, I am able to kill. I'll kill Chaldea, so they no longer get in our way. I'll kill the rebel army, who would defy the Tsardom even in this lost belt Russia. And then... Whoa there, that's far enough, Grand Duchess. Remember, he's only sleeping. You gotta keep a lid on that magical energy of yours, too. At least while you're here. He's gonna keep on sleeping like a baby. That's how it is. That's how it has to be for the time being. You're not much fun, are you? Oh, come off it. You think I don't know that? But I can't afford to lose again. Not this time. I don't see us through to the end, no matter what. If I don't, that's it. I'm dead. I see. Then I'll help you do your best to keep fighting, my master. I will. Okay, that's enough narrow-mindedness for one day. I'm going to work on my dress. Wait, hold up. Why would you even need that? Why, for the ball, of course. There aren't any balls here. I'll throw one myself. Think anyone here still knows how to dance? You have to trust me on this. They don't. Not in this world. Oh crap, you're not planning to dance with me, are you? Of course not. Don't worry, I'm only joking. I would never put on a ball. And stop looking as though I were some sort of monster. The next time you do that, I'll freeze your feet to the floor and make you sleep in the hallway standing up. Damn! There. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Master. You need to handle my charming insistence that I have my own way much better than you have been. This is exhausting. Dang, this Anastasia is a lot different. Morning, Solaria. Did you get a good night's sleep? I know a 4-hour nap isn't much, but I bet it's a lot better than sleeping outside. Now, here's some coffee and a plate of hard-boiled eggs, or at least rashes that kind of resemble them. We ran out of eggs way back. Sally, we ran out of eggs way back, Sally. Still, doesn't this make it feel like a typical morning inside a cramped submarine? Thanks, Da Vinci. No problem. Anyway, now that you're awake, there's something important we have to discuss. Is this about Mosh? Nice to see you're still quick on the uptake. And thanks for worrying about her. That's kind of you. I put Mash in her role, back in her old role as navigator. She's on board naturally. Your heroic spirit summoning went great. Avikabon is proving to be a very dependable servant. He's probably the best one we could have hoped for in this frozen wasteland. You can't fight the cold combat without prowess alone now, can you? Oh wow, this has gone on a while. Even Napoleon ended up losing to Russia's cold. That was a proper human history. That was proper human history to boot. Speaking of Napoleon, he is coming. But Avikedron's golems can serve as walls and labor. Hell, they're fixing the border even as we speak. And of course, they make great soldiers too. So since Smash can't fight, there's no reason for her to accompany you, or you have to keep her safe. Good. I don't want to add to her burden. Oh, burden, huh? Well, in that regard, you just have to wait a little longer. Master. Good morning. Good morning. I'm so sorry, Master. I won't be able to help you to the front line anymore. It's for the best, Mosh. I'm worried about you. But I'm fine, really. There's nothing wrong with me physically. It's just... I know you do a great job guiding me again. Master. Yes, I will. I promise I'll do it. I'll do my very best as your navigator. Good morning, Miss Loria. I'm sorry, we couldn't let you rest longer. I do hope you made the best of your warm blanket while you had the opportunity. Now then, back to the task at hand. Our goal remains the same. I know what has happened here. Thanks to your previous efforts, we now know several things. There's a new race of people called Yaga. I am the Terrible lives and has ruled for the past 500 years. An endless storm rages at the fringes of this world. And there is the mysterious tree. I believe when out the mysteries of each of these points will determine our future course of action. To begin, we need more information on Ivan the Terrible. Fortunately, we have the Rebel Army's trust. At present, we plan to continue working with them in an effort to make our way to him. If at all possible, I'd like to help the Rebel Army with their aims as well. Helping them to reach a point where they can defeat the Operniki would be our deal. Atalanta may be a famous hunter in Greek myth, but I fear she would have a hard time facing Ivan the Terrible. Can't you summon a more powerful servant? You know, like the King of Heroes, or the King of Conquerors, or the King of Knights? By the way, Gilgamesh, Iskandar, and Artoria in that order. I'm afraid that, in that particular regard, our prospects are rather dim at the present moment. Something as such a powerful servant here would be sure to spark all manner of rumors. If the Rebel hasn't heard any such rumors, then it is safe to assume there's no heroic spirit in this world who would save it single-handedly. Of course, there's always a possibility that they have heard such rumors, they simply haven't yet told us. I suppose that would be too much to hope for. This is not an ideal time for a bold, daring plan. At the moment, we need to focus on laying foundations. You said it. Okay, Gordolf, time for you to go back to checking tomorrow's weather forecast. And I'm going to tell you what tomorrow's weather will be here. Blizzard, blizzard, and more blizzard. Alright, see you later, Mash. See you soon. Right. Good luck, Master. I wonder how we get the new form of Mash. Okay. There we have the St. Quartz. Snowless path, and we're going to be taking on a random, whatever kind of enemy. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. Till next time, this is Lowell J saying thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves.